we're good to know. Just trying to get the camera all set up here and connected to the DJI mic, and I connected to my GoPro app, and it conveniently disconnects you from the mic. So anyways, summer's here, grass is long, waited too long to get things done like always. Tried to get ahead of it this spring, but it just didn't happen, so here we are. We got about just shy of half a tank of fuel, so we're going to see if we're able to actually get this all cut without having to run and get fuel tonight. My guess is I'm going to get about a half hour into this, and we're going to be taking a small break to go get some diesel fuel, but time will tell. So first things first is we got to go get that mower, and the mower only has 2 blades out of the 3 on it right now. So I got 2 choices. I can either mess around with that mower tonight, or I can just try hooking up to the brush cutter, which I haven't tried yet. So we're going to go take a look at this mower first, and then decide on whether we want to use that, or if I'm just going to hook up to that brush cutter and give her a shot. My gut is telling me I should use the finish mower, but I don't know. We'll see. I kind of want to try that brush mower out. Holy crap. You know what? There's a lot of mowing that needs to be done, and I ain't got a lot of time tonight. We're going to try hooking up to this brush mower. We're going to see what happens. I haven't tried it on this yet. This tractor is supposed to have enough horsepower to run this thing, but it's right at the lower limits. But I think for grass will be perfectly fine, and even small saplings. But it's the big stuff that I think would be an issue. So let's give this a shot. Let's go hook up. Okay. First question is going to be is if this needs to get adjusted. Ooh. This is funky. So it looks like this guy was connecting it to this pin here, which I should grease this PTO shaft. I don't think I'm gonna. So it looks like he had the quick hitch on here. It looks like he was just connecting to this. So I'm just gonna pull this, get this thing backed up, hooked up to this thing. We're gonna go from there. Should have grabbed a set of gloves. So now my hands are gonna get all greasy when I attach that PTO shaft to this thing, which I really don't want to do because I'm in work clothes. Okay, what do we got going on here? Way too far over. I can't see this. Oh, and I'm hitting that shaft. I don't want that. I'll pull forward, put that shaft in the middle. Try and get relined up. There's this little cutout on the bottom of that brush cutter. Looks like it's meant to hold this, but not when you're hooking up apparently. Put that in the middle. Alright, let's try this again. I always have a tough time hooking these mowers up. Okay, we're hooked there, hooked there. gut feeling is telling me I'm gonna have to lower this. Maybe? Oh, maybe I'm gonna have to bring this thing up. I think I'm gonna have to bring this thing up, actually. Right there. Let's lock these bottom pins in. So I'm not sliding around. I'll come back some. That thing was about as close to touching the come on. One of these days I'll figure out the trick to getting these things hooked up. Just gotta adjust my... Oh, that's a pleasant surprise. I must have greased this thing not that long ago. Okay, let's run with that. I always forget that that's an option to adjust that thing. This is good though. We're going to test this thing out. Let's see. I don't want to go that low. I want that adjusted out. Maybe right there. Let's try it there. Let's see what happens. I'm adjusting the, you can't see right now, but I'm adjusting the third link on the upper link here. Now comes the fun part, getting this PTO on. Hopefully this one ain't gonna be too bad. The button. Oh, magnets on the mic, pulled it off my shirt, stuck to the tractor. There we go. Oh, God, get out. Oh. Okay, we're hooked up. Lost the mic again to the greasy PTO on the tractor. That's about par for the course with anything I do. Get something nice and new, and first thing I do is get it full of grease and dirty. Why change that now? It's alright. We're hooked up, we got everything hooked. Let's give this thing a shot. What? Okay, I lied. The first thing I'm going to do is check the oil on this gearbox, because otherwise I know exactly what's going to happen. If I don't check the oil on this gearbox, it's going to be low, and I'm going to break it first time I ever use it. That is guaranteed to happen. But if I check it, it should be alright. It's low. It's low. I don't know what this thing takes, so we're going to put some 80-90 in her. I don't know if this thing's ever been used before. It looks brand new almost. Yeah, we're going to give it some 80-90 and go from there. Oh, there's a big blade on that bugger. It's going to be a good test to see the range of the Bluetooth, see if it holds up. It's definitely where we're putting in this thing. Good thing I checked. It definitely is low. Should really read the manual on this quick. You know what? I think I will. I'm going to be smart about this. I'm going to read the manual. It's right here. I'm older now. I don't want to break stuff. The manual is not right here. We're not reading the manual. We're just going to fill this thing and fucking go for it. We're just going to fill this thing and go for it. I'm going to Google, because I have a sneaking suspicion that if you overfill this, you could potentially run into issues. Let's take a look here. So there's the fill plug, and here is the check oil. So we're going to check that. See how much is in there. Just remember, kids, if you don't want to take the time to find the right wrench, just grab a crescent wrench and struggle with it for as long as it would have taken you to find the right wrench and not struggle with it. Oh yeah, we are over full. Okay. I'll let that run out. I put way too much in there. That's alright. We're just oiling everything up. Drain out. We're going to call that good. Now I know I'm not over full. I might be a little over full, but not enough that I'm concerned about. I don't know why I left that tractor running when I'm low on fuel. Just causing problems for myself down the line. But what do you do? Okay, good. good. Just put this off to the side for now. And we're gonna start mowing. Okay, so we got oil in the gear case. Got the GoPro mounted to the back on the handle of the quick connect. So I'm sure that's gonna rattle like crazy. I don't know if it's gonna work or not for any usable footage, but we're gonna find out. We'll move it over to a T-post after we get started. Let's give this thing a shot. Hopefully it doesn't explode on me as soon as I fire it up. Hands are washed. I'm sure I got my new hat dirty already. Let's give this thing a shot. And again, we're trying the brush cutter out for the first time today because there's a bunch of stuff that I want to mow. I guarantee it's not going to be as nice of a finish as the finish blade, but frankly, I just don't have the time to deal with that right now. So we're going to try this bugger out and see what happens. Yeah, my wife gets real mad at me all the time. She buys me nice clothes for work and to do things, and I always end up ruining them because I get done with work or sitting in an office and then get out here and start doing work, and I think I'd be smart enough to change my clothes by this age, and I'm not. I still just run the clean clothes. Okay, so let's get this thing flat. I like how this PTO shaft sits, and the other one it likes to ride on the quick connect. Raise it up a little bit. I don't want it right on the ground. Yeah, maybe right there. Maybe a little lower. There. Yeah. Rev her up. 540 RPMs. Which we ain't gonna be there yet. Whoa. I don't know if we broke something or what. Okay, 5:31. We're gonna try that. Well, we're mowing. Not paying attention and just ran over a T-post, so that's cool. Okay, so first of all, don't hit the T-post. And know that you have to run this thing up a little higher. This is not like the finish mower. It does not have the front guards. So when I fired that PTO up, the blades were too low to the ground. But it's actually doing a pretty nice job cutting, if I do say so myself. Which, this is a brush mower, so in theory, it shouldn't have hurt it as bad. I'm definitely going to have to raise that rear wheel on this thing. this is just a little bit too big of a brush mower for this machine. I mean, it works, don't get me wrong, it gets the job done, but it's just slightly too big. But it works good. I mean, we knocked down a couple of trees with it. We came back in here. I mean, this all was, you can see where we mowed all this. I mean, it all looked like this edge here. So I mean, it definitely works. I can feel that whole tractor shaking when I run that thing though. It's just kind of, you can feel those blades just whipping around, and it moves the whole tractor, it moves the whole machine. It works, don't get me wrong. I don't want to get in anything big with it, which, I mean, it's a brush mower, not a tree cutter, so you're not supposed to anyways. But yeah, I think for tonight, for what I got to do, just mowing the grass and getting this all down, I think we're going to go disconnect this thing and hook up to the finish mower. See if I can get those blades on and get that done, because this is going to take way too long trying to run it like that. So let's go do that. Sitting there going, why is this thing mowing so poorly? Just couldn't figure it out. Talked to my dad afterwards, and he's like, oh yeah, I took one of those blades off there. Like, yeah, that would do it. If there's supposed to be 3 blades and there's only 2, that would explain why it's not mowing great. Get that 3rd blade on here. We'll go from there. Yeah, definitely only 2 blades, and there's supposed to be one in the middle. Hopefully I didn't ruin that thing by running it without a blade. I don't think I did. Just gotta figure out where the nut is for it now.